The main thing that stops you and I being productive writers is actually writing. We think of so many things that we can do to avoid it. We come up with ideas and excuses, really, that other things are important and other things need our attention. And the truth is they do, but without sitting down and prioritizing our writing time, nothing actually happens. So what I want to share with you today is just ways that you can capture those words and get them written. You're not going to be writing tomorrow. Today is the time that you've got. So what I want to call it, so this is called Just for Today. Just for today, think about what you want to write. As a new writer, it can be the most difficult thing to say to yourself, well, I haven't got time, or I've got various things to do, but I want to get the writing done. So this is some gentle guidance just to help you today with your writing. And this might not be writing that is about you or for you. It could be, for example, a fellow artist who said to you, can you help me? I need a product description for an entry in an art exhibition catalogue. The first thing I'm sharing is that you need to prioritize the time to write. When you do your planning the night before, have you put something in your diary that tomorrow you will start writing? Have you put aside 2 hours, or perhaps 2 separate blocks of 1 hour with a 20-minute break in between? If you don't prioritize the time, it's so easy for the day to pass and you've done all sorts of important things, necessary things, and things which have distracted you, but you haven't written. And when you put your head on the pillow at night and you know you haven't written, how does that make you feel? I know that for my situation, I feel more relaxed and more comforted when I've written during the day, because it's such an important part of who I am and what I want to do as a small business and as a writer. So you've got it in the diary, you know when you're going to be writing. I think one of the next things to happen is, number 2, you need to avoid distraction. It's so easy to get drawn in different directions away from your writing. By managing the avoidance of distraction, you can reduce that happening. It might be easy to say switch off distraction, because so many of the things which will grab your attention are digital items. It might be your phone, it might be you might be connected to Wi-Fi and you have notifications on that things are happening and you think you're supposed to read them. Switch Wi-Fi off if you're working on your laptop or your desktop. Switch Wi-Fi off on your phone if that's in the background. Close the window to the street if that's going to give you any form of distraction from traffic or the sound of people outside. Focus on your writing, focus on the screen or the paper in front of you, and switch off those distractions. So you've got the time set aside. As far as possible, you think you're handling the potential distractions. Have you got the tools ready? The third thing you need to do is have the tools ready so that when you get into that appointment time with yourself to write, to create, and to produce, you've got what you need. If you're always working at the same space, you might have a desktop there, you might have a laptop set up already, you've just got to switch it on and you're ready to go. But I would also suggest you've got pens and paper if that helps you, or the little notebooks. You'll see the sorts of notebooks that I use all the time here, the Moleskines. And also I've always got pens on a bookshelf or at my desk nearby, so I can use those as soon as I need them. But I think the other thing to do is maybe have a bottle of water ready. If you're going to need a coffee, have your coffee ready, because when you start, that's the beginning of your time zone and the beginning of your commitment to that block of time. You've set the time aside, you're managing the distractions, and you've got the tools or the instruments that you need to write with and to be productive with. What needs to happen now, and this is my 4th suggestion for you in making things happen, is make the space your own. So you might have a physical desk that is always set up. You've got your own writing room, a studio in the garden, all sorts of wonderful things like that. In a shared house, you might have your own desk in your room. Or that might not be the case. You can write at the dining table, the kitchen table, whatever it is. Or you can grab a tray, put your notebook on that, sit in an armchair and work and use that as your space. You have to make space for yourself. You have to make space for yourself because this matters to you. So let other people know that you're writing. If you're writing in your bedroom, put a sign on the door that says, "Do not disturb, writer at work." Yeah, enjoy it, have fun with it. Make it your time because this is so significant for you. Today, you're going to write. Make it happen, create the space, and have the right tools. The other thing I'm going to say is that this is important to you. You know it is. So make the time. You love to write, and having written output, producing something, crafting words and sentences and maybe poems or chapters within a book or a story is hugely important to you. So focus on that. If there's anything that you think is going to distract you, come back to why you want to write. Come back to what is important and what motivates and drives you to put pen to paper or to type away hands on the keyboard. Keep that in mind when things get in the way. Keep that close to heart when you struggle to think what you're going to do. The final thing I want to talk about is just getting started. Get to your writing desk on time. Create your writing space ahead of the appointment you have made with yourself to write today. Being disciplined with the way you allocate time in your diary and then turning up for those appointments with yourself is hugely important because it means you're giving priority and you're giving meaning and value to the time spent writing. So get yourself in the chair and write. If you've got a standing desk, get yourself to that high-level shelf almost and be ready to write when the clock ticks round to where you want it to be. Turn up for the appointment with yourself. Get your bum in the chair. Get those hands on the keyboard or pick up the pen and paper and start creating. It's your time, so just for today, use it for what you want to create. I hope those 6 tips have been helpful. If you've got comments you'd like to leave or you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And it's been a pleasure just recording some ideas, and I hope these are immensely helpful just for today.